I wonder if today is Yamamoto Day. Oh, how did I guess that? We all saw it coming. Aizen and Yamamoto were both announced at the same time. We got Aizen last week. This week, we get the captain of captains. No Bankai yet, because that's 1000-year Blood War stuff, but we should get a fiery moveset. In fact, we start with an Inferno Gauge. I love that name. We'll see what it does soon. The spiritual pressure, Shiranui, okay. Pretty standard. That is big. It's a huge slash. My word! Reverse fate, what do you got? You just turned the entire stage into fire? Is it Blade Battler second? No, it doesn't. But flames just out of every move. Sick! Sick! Yeah, this guy's awesome. But let's break down his moves, starting with the unique gauge. Inferno Gauge. It will accumulate by activating flash attack and signature move, etc. We mean etc. Okay, so there's some moves increase the Inferno Gauge. The Inferno Gauge will decrease when quick attacks land on the opponent. Interesting. It's a gauge that fills with big attacks and depletes with small attacks, with just mashing. The more Inferno Gauge accumulates, the more power will increase, and when the gauge reaches the maximum, it changes into Hellfire State. During Hellfire State, the power will be enhanced, but Reishi will decrease automatically. So as the gauge fills up, power increases. Does that mean that you kind of want to keep the gauge almost full, but not quite there? Because filling it up all the way, sure increases your power, but also depletes your health. Maybe it's one of those, you know? You want to like almost max it out, but not quite. And you balance it out by doing big attacks to fill it up and quick attacks to decrease the gauge. Huh. Another unique gimmick. That's crazy. Let's look at the spiritual pressure moves. Shiranui. Attack by releasing the flame forward. Yamamoto will be in the Hellfire State when activated. The damage will increase after activating it with a long press down input. So you can see Yamamoto burning blue. Is that what the Hellfire State looks like? Also, simply activating the spiritual pressure move means you activate Hellfire State means this move costs health. And holding down the button will increase the damage. I don't know if what they're showing is just the default or the held down version. But we also have the spiritual pressure move 2, Taimatsu Nadegiri. The technique will be changed depending on whether Yamamoto is in the Hellfire State or not. Interesting. Taimatsu, normal, activates a low power attack. The Inferno Gauge will not accumulate for a certain period of time after activation. Whoa. That sounds like a bad thing, but you could use this. I mean, let's say your Hellfire Gauge is almost full. You don't want it to go full because you don't want to lose health. Bam. You activate Taimatsu, and right now, the Hellfire Gauge does not increase no matter what you do. It's a good tool to have. Also, it's a pretty big attack. But I'm gonna guess that the attack we're seeing is actually Nadegiri, because Yamamoto seems to be burning blue when he does it. Nadegiri, in Hellfire State, releases a powerful slash covered in massive flames. The Hellfire State will be removed after activating it. Sick! So you don't have to keep taking that damage. You can just cash out, do Nadegiri if you have the spiritual pressure, because it is a spiritual pressure move. That means you need meter. But let's say you were, just playing the game, weren't paying attention because it's an anime game and you like to mash buttons, I understand. You activated the Hellfire State by accident, boom, unleash Nadegiri, get rid of it so you don't lose too much health. This is a resource management heavy character. So if you guys hate managing resources, I don't think you're gonna like playing him. He is unique though, and I love that. Awakening. Yamamoto's performance will be enhanced by increasing the power output of Shikai Ryujinjaka. By the increase of Reishi and the increase of damage, Shikai Ryujinjaka makes Yamamoto possible to cover his low agility and unleash his overwhelming power. This sentence said nothing. I guess it increases his health and damage output. That's it. Yeah, even as you look at the moveset after the awakening, it's kind of like he's just using normal moves, but the normal moves have a ton of fire, which convey that power. Also, it took me a while to realize. New stage! Not the best one we've seen so far. But hey, not bad looking either. Yamamoto, characterized by overwhelmingly high damage that will burn everything with its immense firepower. Yeah, I expected him to be like a high damage dealer type character. It didn't look like he wasn't agile to me from the trailer, but the description says he lacks agility. I guess we'll believe it. And I did not see the resource management gimmick coming into play. Also kind of a suicider, right? If you want to have that high damage output, you're gonna have to activate Hellfire State. Hellfire State depletes your health, so you gotta be careful. You can burn others, but you can also burn yourself. No update to the roster prediction this week. We already had him confirmed previously, so it stays like this for now. And let's check out your comments from last week. Aizen seems like a menace. With his evolution being tied to a fusion meter, you know they're going to make him crazy strong, so the longer the match goes, the more he'll overwhelm you. So in the meantime, I've actually gone and looked at his other abilities. He is very interesting. First of all, Hogyoku Fusion's second stage. The first transformation that we saw for Aizen, that just happens after a certain amount of time has passed since the start of battle. So you're right, I totally agree with this comment because he takes longer for him to get his awakening, but it's also more powerful than others. And before he gets his awakening, he gets another transformation that's purely based on time. So I think, yeah, against Aizen, you're going to want to finish the battle fast because the longer it goes, the harder it will get. But that's not all. He had a bunch of moves that increase damage depending on his Hogyoku Fusion level. Hogyoku Fusion level is not a unique gauge like Yamamoto has or Hitsugaya. No, it exists in place of his spiritual pressure. He doesn't have any spiritual pressure at all. Instead of that meter, he has a Hogyoku Fusion level meter, which goes up to 5 levels, which means Aizen's specials will deal more damage if his meter is fuller. I think it's just a shame that like not even half of this gets shown in the character trailers because it's so hype. Also, his reawakening is the second character that kind of has a second life, much like Hollow Ichigo. If you kill him and he has the reawakening gauge filled up, he just revives even though his souls reached 0. So that's how you achieve Aizen's reawakening, the same way that you achieve Ichigo's reawakening. And all of that stuff you just learned from Aizen, you gotta go to the website to check it out. None of it is in the trailer. White Ichigo is in the first Bleach announcement trailer. He is the last thing after the credits. Is that it? Because like last week someone said the PlayStation trailer confirms that White Ichigo is playable. And I was like, wow, I can't find the PlayStation trailer, but I've seen that theory go around. Well, ever since then, I've pulled up PlayStation, and yeah, the trailer they have there is the announcement trailer, which we watched months ago, bro. That's not new information. Yes, the White Ichigo is at the end of that trailer. That's the whole reason why he's in my prediction. Why did that comment get so many upvotes last week? Why are people now confirming White Ichigo? It's not confirmed. He's just in that trailer. Same way the Grand Fisher is in that trailer. Is he confirmed playable? No. In fact, he's very much not. But hey, he's in the trailer. I didn't see anyone make a big fuss about it. Yeah, I think White Ichigo will be a playable character. Not only because it's in the trailer, but also because it's been playable in many Bleach games in the past. And I'm sorry you missed the announcement trailer or you weren't paying attention, but that is not news. That is very old news, in fact. I think there's going to be one more version of Aizen that will start in Butterfly and awaken into the monster form. This version will also be paired with the Dangai Ichigo that starts in the sealed form and awakens into FGT form with a Mugetsu Kick-on move. Okay, I see this theory once in a while, you know, Final Getsuga Ichigo, Dangai Ichigo, or like another version of Aizen. This one I don't see so often. Usually it's like, oh, we want Captain Aizen, you know, with the illusion gimmick. But another version of Aizen and another version of Ichigo seems to be what a lot of people are saying will happen or trying to predict that. Here's why I don't think so. This game is not Sparking Zero. It will not have 100 playable characters. In fact, now that we know the release date, this game will have at most 35. I think my roster prediction is a bit generous. I fully expect us to get less characters than what I have predicted. And if you don't have infinite character slots, are you really doing 3 versions of Ichigo and 2 versions of Aizen? Or are you giving those slots to characters like Komamura or, I don't know, Stark? I think when people ask for characters, they are thinking to themselves, it would be cool to have this guy too, and not thinking this guy is going to take the spot of someone else. I don't think when you ask for these things, you are thinking of the limited amount of character slots that exist. Instead, you're just thinking infinite characters. I want this, I want this, I want this, and I want a pony as well when I pre-order the game. And that's just not how things work. Sparking Zero, I mean, I've said this on Sparking Zero as well, and I was proven wrong because that game surprised everyone with a roster count. And this is not that, which is why I don't think this will happen. And if it does, it's because they're cutting some major characters from the roster. And I mean, Kira is there, so I don't think they're cutting those major characters from the roster. Love Aizen gameplay. I would love to see Bandai announcing a tournament like they did with Sparking Zero. I will love that too. In fact, Bandai Namco has been doing a lot more official tournament stuff. Not only for Sparking Zero, they had that big series, but also less advertised was a My Hero Ultra Rumble tournament. They didn't live stream any of it to Twitch, which is kind of a shame, but they did host it for North American players on the official Discord. So Bandai is doing more and more events with their games, which is awesome. That said, the Sparking Zero tournament got so much backlash that I don't know if they're going to do the same for Bleach. I hope so, but Sparking was quite the shit show, and it might actually hurt their chances of doing the same for Bleach. We'll see. If nothing else, I am cooking something up for release or close to release. So hey, even if we don't get an official thing, you have my thing, and I'm gonna try to make it as big as possible. Until then, we're gonna be playing my favorite Bleach game growing up, which is Bleach Blade Battler 2nd, and that's gonna go down on January 25. Ever since last week, we have been able to reveal the entire cast that is playing this, and so you'll be able to see Afro Senju, Infernasu, True Underdog Gaming, Lotus Asakura, Curious Joy, and so many others. I cannot believe the roster that has joined this tournament. This game has 36 playable characters, and each one of them is going to be played by a different person. Not only 1v1s, but 4-player brawls as well, and it's single elimination. Absolutely brutal. January 25 is when it's going down, but next Monday, we're actually doing a practice session. It's going to be live on Twitch if you want to get a feel for how the game looks and how it works. It's a fun time. If this game came out today, it would hit so hard. Honestly, might still be the best Bleach game ever released, and not a lot of people know about it. But that's going to do it for this week. For the Aizen trailer and breakdown, however, you can check out this video right here. And don't forget to leave a comment. You might be in next week's video. Thanks for watching. Bye.